Today, there are growing signs that humans are upsetting the balance of the world's climate with constantly increasing emissions of CO2. And with this change to our climate, we're now seeing severe natural catastrophes occurring on an ever more frequent basis. The consequences of global climate change are immense, and it's often impossible to predict who the next disaster will hit. The process of global warming is also causing more gradual, insidious changes. Since the mid-80s, almost all the world's glaciers have been retreating, while the desert regions around the globe have been growing ever larger. Although conservation was not a topic of discussion in earlier times, it was practiced almost automatically in people's everyday lives. There was little excess or waste, and people used and reused the limited resources they had as carefully as possible. In nature, we can see just how ecological cycles function. For example, a horse can only work if it takes in energy, later releasing it in the form of dung, which in turn helps new life to grow. This is a cycle from which mankind, animals, and all of nature benefit. Times, though, have changed as life has become more hectic. We now live in an affluent, throwaway society. However, we need to be looking for ways to exploit our waste more sensibly. Intelligent use, rather than disposal, is the motto of Kompogas. Around a third of our entire refuse is made up of organic waste. In order to retain its value, it needs to be collected separately. Organic waste is mostly recycled in areas where there are separate ecological or green refuse collections. The waste collected is taken to a Kompogas plant. Where it enters a completely closed eco-cycle. Here, the organic waste is turned into high-quality compost and renewable energy. Millions of tons of organic waste are generated each year, representing a valuable source of energy that's often overlooked. Kompogas plants are designed in the form of modular units, which means they can be constructed flexibly and cost-effectively. On arrival at the plant, the organic waste is shredded and sieved. The sieved fraction from the mechanical pre-treatment process is then transferred to a temporary holding unit, which ensures a continuous feed to the fermenter. From this temporary store, the material moves to a metered feed unit, where a pumpable mixture is created, together with press water. This mix is then pumped to the Kompogas fermenter, where bacteria make sure that the decomposition of the organic waste is odorless. All operations are fully automatic and computer-controlled, although manual intervention is always possible at every operating position. One end product of the Kompogas process is biogas. Up to 130 cubic meters of biogas can be obtained from each metric ton of organic waste, thus giving an energy value roughly equivalent to 70 liters of gasoline. Biogas is used in combined heat and power generating plants to produce district heating and electricity. This means that not only can each Kompogas plant generate its own power, it also produces a considerable surplus that is sold under the Swiss environmental certification label Nature Made Star. Another end product of the Kompogas process is natural fertilizer, a soil conditioner that reduces the humus deficit and is highly valued by farmers. The press water can also be used in agriculture as liquid fertilizer, which can be spread directly onto the fields. This closes the ecological cycle and encourages the generation of new life. The liquid fertilizer and natural fertilizer are both certified for use in organic agriculture. With further decomposition, the natural fertilizer is turned into a high-quality garden compost that is completely free of weeds and pests. The CO2 neutral biogas can also be upgraded to natural gas quality, which means that it can be fed into local and national natural gas supply networks. An extensive network of natural gas pipelines enables wide-scale distribution of this environmentally sustainable energy source. For instance, as an environmentally friendly fuel for vehicles. Refueling is easy, taking no longer than with conventional fuels, and a full tank gives a range of around 300 kilometers at a significantly lower cost than either petrol or diesel. The vehicles are designed so that they can also run on petrol. The driver switches between the different modes simply by pressing a button. A large number of vehicle manufacturers have also discovered the advantages of gas as a fuel. The models now available go from top of the range to stylish small cars and practical vans. These days, nearly all manufacturers are producing Kompogas compatible cars, so there's now something to suit every driver. In the light and heavy truck sector too, more and more manufacturers are switching to this clean alternative fuel that offers the benefit of less noise than its diesel counterpart and is also CO2 neutral. As with all Kompogas-powered vehicles, they release only the amount of carbon dioxide that the recycled organic material originally extracted from the atmosphere. Kompogas has now broken through onto the global stage, winning numerous national and international awards. Today there are plants throughout Europe, and potential customers around the world are expressing an interest in Kompogas. The plant size varies from annual capacities of 5,000 to over 100,000 metric tons per year. The biogas generated has an energy value whose equivalent is from 4,000 to 60,000 liters of heating oil per day per plant. Kompogas therefore makes a significant contribution to conserving our ever-declining fossil fuel reserves and also contributes significantly to a reduction in CO2 emissions. No wonder that Kompogas is the world market leader in the fermentation of organic waste. The network of licensed partners now stretches around the globe.